difference. And I know that you will.
It's called the Transition Movement. It's about transitioning out of your current lifestyle to help the local economy and protecting the environment along the way. CBS 4's Molly Hughes looks at this growing trend.
You may be making small steps into transition and not even know it. It can begin with simple changes like switching to energy-efficient light bulbs, recycling more, turning down the thermostat a few degrees, composting, eliminating plastic, using reusable grocery bags, and taking the bus when possible. The transition movement has a place for everyone.
So far in New Zealand, just a handful of towns are taking the idea seriously. We went to one, Raglan in the Waikato. Here's Mihinarangi Forbes.
Welcome to Soulscape, motel accommodation in Raglan. What makes it different is the way it's powered.
This section is off the grid, and we've installed solar hot water systems and stuff. There's a stream on our back boundary. We gravity feed it to just down there, and then we do have to pump it up here for our water supply.
Phil McCabe is changing his whole business into one that doesn't rely entirely on oil.
We don't need to draw from anywhere else to be where we are. Life with dramatically lower energy consumption is inevitable.
At a public meeting a year ago, McCabe put forward the idea that Raglan should minimise its oil dependency. It fueled genuine change.
So when will the price of oil get too high for you? And when it does, how will you fill your car, warm your house or put food on your table? Here in Raglan, they're not waiting to find out. They're coming up with their own ideas for renewable energies. This is one of New Zealand's transition towns.
This is the first unleashing of a sitting, of a major sitting.
Yeah, it was fantastic. 1st of October we had 400 odd people arrive in the biggest hall we could find in Norwich. We had people working in small groups at that unleashing on particular themes that have now started out as theme groups. So we were very pleased because it drew in a very wide range of people. It drew in people who were involved in existing groups, and it drew in new people. So it did everything we wanted it to do, really.
The structure of this meeting was absolutely amazing because people were centred around, they could immediately share their experiences, share ideas, become involved more proactively. I think it's just a wonderful way of conducting a meeting, and it was very inspiring.
We were talking about how a lot of people our age are really excited about learning to drive, and how we don't really want to learn to drive right now because we want to not become reliant on like cars and things.
And it's really nice to interact with the wider community and to talk to the elders and to meet people who have lived in this part of the country for so many years.
I feel so frustrated and worried and disillusioned with politicians and what's going on and the inaction about what's happening in the world. So it's really heartening for me to be here and see that actually people are prepared to do something. And I'm really pleased that I'm in Norwich now.
I thought the turnout tonight was absolutely amazing. I think there were nearly 400 people here, and that's huge. I have to admit, it was a lot more than I was expecting. I'm dead impressed with the organisers, and it makes me optimistic that something's really going to happen here.
part of a transition group called the Northside Transition Toon. And the Northside Transition Toon has started a community hub. People need to be living in community. You don't want you over here and your best friend way over here. You want you here and your best friend here, basically.
The beginning of a dream, really, to turn our local village hall into a zero carbon hall.
It was about 8 months ago that a few of us were in this hall, and the feeling was really different. It was our first public event as a transition group, and it was really like, oh, what are we doing? We're stepping out into this public arena, and we don't know what the response is going to be. We don't know what people's reaction's going to be. And I remember that sense of trepidation, like we're going public. We'd only just had a few meetings in our living room with some friends and neighbours, just feeling our way, and then it was like this first public thing. But we did it.
You can join a transition group, or if there's not one in your area, you can just start one.
Doing a 50-mile meal award. This was launched last year as an initiative to promote local food production. So it's around raising awareness of why it is important to source food locally.
We have a local shrimp cocktail, which is shrimp from the harbour here in Kinsale. The Mary Rose is made with eggs from Upton. Basically the limes are from abroad, obviously. Over here then we have a smoked eel salad with beetroot, which is locally grown, and watercress. I mean, it's ridiculous that you can buy garlic in Ireland, but the majority of it would come from China, which I think is, we should become more self-sufficient.
The carrots and the chopped potatoes are inside the chowder. They're grown actually in our proprietor's garden, which is only 2 miles up the road, and he has an acre site where he will grow a lot of our veg for the White House.
And there was a smoked eel, beetroot and watercress salad in there. Size of remembrance. So this is all the work of Pierce O'Sullivan at Toddy's.